It's me, a microphone, a camera, and you guys. Over the past 10 years, YouTube has grown. It's grown a lot. Content creators like PewDiePie, who started 8 years ago, have risen to over 100 million subscribers. Now, granted, not everyone has done that. A lot of people are only at 2 or 3 or 4 million, and some are at 500k. That is still an insanely large amount of subscribers. But not only has the creators on YouTube grown over time in size, their quality has also drastically improved. Which, when you have 8 years of experience, like PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier do, but when you have over 8 years of experience like those three have, and there are others with that much experience, but I'm just gonna use those three as an example, you're gonna learn a thing or two, and you're gonna improve just a little bit. Now, these three, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, PewDiePie, and lots of others like them, really hit not their peak, but they hit their growth. They really took off around 2015, about 5 years ago. In fact, Jacksepticeye once mentioned that 2015 was the Wild West of YouTube. You could do anything, you could be anything, and there would be people there watching you do that and be that. And I can agree with that. I was not personally around in 2015, but I witnessed that. I was on YouTube on 2015. I didn't create anything, but I was there. I watched it happen. I watched people grow. And today, I'm seeing less of that. And especially as a creator, I'm feeling less of that, where it's more established, set in its ways. You have to, I mean, as always, it takes time, right? Like, they had been going for, 3 years? They'd been going for years already before they hit that massive acceleration of growth. Once they did, the internet was ready for them. If you ask them, they will most likely say, and they have said in the past before, that a lot of the reason they grew so much in that period of time was just lucky timing. They were at the right place, doing the right thing at the right time. And so they were able to grow huge. And currently, this is not the right time for people to grow in massive spikes and accelerate. There is possibility for that. For example, Sykkuno, recently, he hasn't been going for, 2 years? Less, even? And he has become a phenomenon on Twitch, already at 2 million subscribers on YouTube. So there are opportunities for stuff like that when, say, a game gets really large and popular. But that's not quite the same as in 2015, when not only were games and playing games becoming popular on YouTube, but YouTube itself was getting popular. And there was much more people flooding in and looking for people to subscribe to and to watch videos from. And the entire platform as a whole just grew. And YouTube's seeing less of that. It's still seeing growth, of course, but YouTube has already established itself as a top dog, as a leading force. Like, it's the main competitor in that industry of digestible media and videos, and it is the main competitor with Twitch in forms of live streams. People like Markiplier hit an insane growth, a huge growth spurt in 2015. And people tend to see that as the glory days of YouTubers such as Markiplier, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, which is why, inevitably, when you are watching videos and you're scrolling through the comments, you will see stuff like, man, this YouTuber has changed, they're not the same. And it's also why I'm going to keep using Jacksepticeye as an example. It's the reason why almost every Christmas he does what he calls Nostalgia Week. He goes back to games he played 2015 and before, around that era, that were huge for his channel, meant a lot to him. He goes back to his old catchphrase, top of the morning, and his old outro, the high fives all around, see you in the next video. He goes back to that, and even this year for Thankmas, and it also works its way into Nostalgia Week, he did dye his hair green again like he had in 2015, 2016, that era of videos. But you will hear people say on their subreddits, on their comment threads, just in general, they've changed. They're not as fun as they were. I wish we could go back to 2015, the glory days. And I would argue, no, that's not true. That is completely false. In fact, I would say these YouTubers have become exponentially better and greater and much more entertaining than they were 5 years ago. And I enjoy watching them now more than I would 5 years ago. I would probably, no doubt I would enjoy these people and I would find it hilarious and entertaining, but I would not find it quite as entertaining as I find today's content and what they are producing today. And there are various reasons for that. And I keep using Jacksepticeye as an example, and you may be thinking to yourself, but the title says Markiplier. I'm not here for Spadicy, I'm here for Markimoo. And I get that. And don't worry, I'm using Spadicy as an example, but the main focus of this episode is why I think Markiplier is much better now than he was in 2015. Roll the second intro screen. Sure, go ahead, roll it again. So when you talk about pretty much anyone who's going on YouTube, on Twitch, even on Instagram, especially on Instagram and on TikTok, there's one certain thing all the people that do that have in common. Especially if they're producing forms of video, they all have what I would refer to as an on-camera persona and an on-camera presence. I'm going to tell you something right now. It's not a huge piece of information. You probably already know it, but the people who you see on YouTube and on Twitch and on Instagram and on TikTok and even on Twitter or Facebook gaming, I guess, they act differently, and I act differently in front of a camera than they do in real life. And there are certain reasons for that. For example, if I acted the way I acted in real life, it would be a bit boring. Here I am, I'm alone in this room currently. If I would act like I normally would when I'm alone in this room, you would see me just on my phone, listening to music. It's different when you're in front of a camera. You're putting on a presentation, and you may be thinking, you're doing a conversation. You may be thinking, okay, well then act like you would with your friends. And that's what you try to do with the camera. The only difference is the camera doesn't talk back to you. Now, I get it, there are things like you have Twitch chat, when you're live streaming, you have the chat talking to you. And it makes it easier, it makes it better, it's more like talking to a friend, which is why people prefer live streams, right? It's more intimate, it's more like talking to a friend. It's still not the same as a face-to-face interaction with a person, especially on my side, or on the YouTuber side, Markiplier's side, where you don't see the face of the person you're talking to. When you are watching a Twitch stream, for example, and you are watching them, you see their face, you hear their words, and you can type your message out in chat. When I'm streaming, I don't see your face. I don't hear your voice. I see your words, and that's the only interaction I have with you, is through text. And that's different. It makes it slightly more difficult to interact with the camera, which is why every person has a different on-camera personality, persona, presence than they do off-camera when they're interacting with someone else, when they're interacting with themselves. There is a reason people have on-camera personas. And I talked a bit about this already, like I already told you guys what it is, but there are two main reasons why your on-camera persona is so important. And the first one is your entertainment value. Now, I already mentioned, if I didn't have my on-camera persona, I'd probably just be ignoring the camera, you know? There's no one else in the room, don't need to talk to anyone, probably be listening to music. That's very boring for you guys. You do not want to see a 10-minute video of me listening to my music. There'd be no entertainment whatsoever. No entertainment. Which is why entertainment value is such a huge part of your on-camera persona. We have all had, well, most of us have either had a friend or have been that friend that has started a YouTube or a Twitch channel and has asked the friend, hey, I made a video or I'm live streaming. Come check me out. It'd mean a lot if you supported me. And as the friend who's wanting, you want to support your friend. You show up, you watch a video or two, you watch a live stream, you talk and chat a bit maybe. But the whole time you're thinking, if I wasn't this person's friend, I wouldn't be watching the video. because you know it's bad. It's a bad video. It's a bad live stream. And because they're just starting out is the reason. They have not yet figured out their on-camera presence, and as a result, they have no entertainment value. They fill their conversation with ums. So maybe they don't even talk for minutes on end. When they do talk, it's a, hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be playing some League of Legends. And you hear maybe the silence is broken by keyboard clicks. Or a, whoa, I didn't mean for that to happen. Or yes, look, we got him, let's go. Can I get a PogChamp in chat? It's very boring. You're not there to watch someone in a monotone voice say or say nothing for 2 hours or 10 minutes, however long the video or stream is. Because an on-camera presence affects the entertainment value. And when you do not have a good on-camera presence, the entertainment value tanks. It goes down. It suffers drastically. Now, I'm not going to claim to be an expert on this sort of stuff. I've been doing this for less than half a year. I am by no means good. You may be thinking to yourself, this is a boring video. I'm just here for why Markiplier's amazing. Understandable. I haven't figured it out yet. There are people who understand this much better, and spoiler alert, on-camera presence is strongly tied to public speaking abilities. If you want to learn more about this, I would refer you to David J. Phillips, I believe is the name. I'll put the thing on screen. Editor, which is me, put the thing on screen. This channel, this guy, he analyzed hundreds of public speakers, did a TED talk on public speaking, has gone through people like Markiplier, PewDiePie, and Jacksepticeye and reviewed their public speaking and why they are so great. So if you want to learn more about the on-camera presence affecting entertainment value, I would go and watch some of his videos, okay? And leave him some love, because he's amazing and he deserves it. I think he has a doctorate. I'm pretty sure he has a doctorate. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure he has a doctorate in that field. But, okay, and you may be thinking to yourself at this point, I showed up for Markiplier, where's Marky Moo? I'm getting to that. It's important that we understand on-camera presence before we talk about why Markiplier is so much better now than he used to be 5 years ago. We already talked about his entertainment value being one of those. And now the last part, there's two parts I said, to your on-camera presence. We have entertainment value. And for the second one, we have what is known as branding. Now, when you think branding, you probably think of things like logos, colors, font. Graphic design as a whole drastically affects the branding. I am not talking about that. There are two parts of branding, so there's another two. We got 2 parts of on-camera presence, and we got 2 parts of branding. The 2 parts of branding are aesthetic and personality. I'm not talking about the aesthetic at all. I may touch on it once or twice. We're not talking about that. That is where graphic design comes in. There are so many other people who are more qualified to talk about that, but I am here to talk about the personality part, which is what really comes through with your on-camera presence. Now you may be wondering, what is branding? Your branding is how you present yourself. What makes me different than Markiplier? What makes Markiplier different from PewDiePie? What makes PewDiePie different from Tyler1? And of course, there's the different visual aspects. You know, Markiplier has the whole red theme going on. His camera looks different. PewDiePie's camera looks different. Of course, there's the whole different look. They have their own logos and everything. We're not focusing on that. Their personalities are different. Markiplier, you would never have Markiplier, Tyler1, and PewDiePie in the same room without thinking these people are different, because they are. They're not the same person. And as a result, when they get in front of a camera, they're gonna act different. They're gonna say different things. They're gonna make different jokes. They're going to react to different things differently. And that is what I mean by their on-camera presence affecting their branding. You would never see Tyler1 and think, this feels like a Markiplier video. Because it doesn't. It feels like a Tyler1 video or stream. But they have a different feel, different presence, different branding. And those are the 2 main parts that you get when you get in front of a camera. How your personality affects your branding, how you act, and how your personality and your appearance and your confidence, how you present yourself, how that affects the entertainment of the content. I've been waiting for ages, minutes even. Minutes! Where's Markiplier? How does this apply to him? Well, I already told you how it applied to him. Were you not listening? I said that on-camera presence, on-camera personality, is something every single YouTuber has, including Markiplier. And so, when we're examining how Markiplier is different or better, we've got to examine his on-camera personality and presence. Now, we're not going to go into any deep dives and details into the minuteness of his facial expressions or his tone of voice. We're just going to look at it overall. Just very brief, very fast. And we'll leave the expert analyzations of the public speaking to Dr. David. Markiplier's glow up on camera has been from a Hershey's milk chocolate to a Ghirardelli's dark chocolate. It has become maybe less suitable to everyone's taste, but it has become a lot more refined. This man has become turned from grape juice to fine wine, much more smooth. I don't know how to describe him nowadays without referring to him as smooth and chocolatey, because that's just the two words that come to mind. He is chocolatey smooth, and I don't know why that works, but it does. But the whole reason why he is different is because his on-camera personality has changed. It has shifted. It's different. And as a result, his entertainment value has increased, and his branding has changed slightly. He changed his branding slightly. He changed his on-camera persona slightly, and as a result, entertainment value skyrocketed. It's all the way up here. I don't think this is in frame. It's out of the camera. It's so high up there. It's insane. It's insane. It's so much better. You may be thinking to yourself, he was better 5 years ago. He wasn't. Objectively, he wasn't. You may think that because of nostalgia, because that's when you found him first. That's the first year you found him, maybe. That's your first impression of him. Markiplier 5 years ago was energetic, over the top, as was everyone. Everyone back then was over the top. He was sort of confident, but he lacked the confidence he has today. So let me just go over the few things that he is more of today. He is better at today than he was 5 years ago. He is more smooth, more flowy. His train of thought, greased up, oiled, ready to go. It's not jumping from one thing to the next. Everything is planned out. He has an end goal in mind. I'm going to start here. I'm going to start here, point A. I'm going to get at point B, and I'm going to do point X, Y, and Z in the middle. And I'm going to create a mood. I'm going to do this. He has it all planned out. And maybe he doesn't have it all planned out, but you get the feel that he does. He is so confident. Everything flows so well. Everything works. Everything carries on. Over the years, he has worked so hard and has gotten so much better at creating an undercurrent, a deeper mood, a deeper flow. And he has developed that. I told you he shifted his branding, and he did. It shifted ever so slightly away from just general Let's Plays to horror and mystery. He now has this series going. It's been going for a while, of course, but he's really been getting into it and really been putting a lot of work into it. It's been picking up much more lately, called 3 Scary Games. In a recent live stream he did for Thankmas, he had a weird filter on, a weird face filter. It was really weird and mysterious and creepy. Another shift of his brand has been towards the mysterious, the mystery. And you may be thinking, okay, you're just saying he's better because you like horror and you like mystery. No, I'm actually not a huge fan of horror, but the way that he has incorporated that part of his personality in such a smooth, confident way makes him very unique. It sets him apart. He has carved his own niche. How do you say that word? He has carved his own little space for himself, and he fits perfectly into it. He is not just another Let's Play YouTuber from 2015 who dyed their hair. He is Markiplier, who is confident, smooth, has everything planned out, has deeper meanings to everything, is fascinated with mystery, has darker, deeper subcurrents, has amazing interactions with Lixine. He is the YouTuber who is always pushing himself, trying more and more ambitious projects. And of course, that hasn't changed over the past 5 years. And you may be thinking, well, that hasn't changed. Why are you mentioning it? It hasn't changed, which is why I'm mentioning it. He's consistently tried bigger and better things, new things for the past 5 years. He hasn't given it up. And that is incredible. That is amazing. He is not afraid to try and change his brand, to shift it, to be more like him, more like how he wants it to be. He is not afraid to experiment, and he is not afraid to try new things. And when he does try new things, he instantly succeeds at it. He has had 8 years of experience doing this. 8 years of experience trying new things, setting a pattern, pushing himself out of his comfort zone. And it's paid off, obviously. He's almost at 30 million. He's like, what, 27 million subscribers right now. That's an insanely large amount. You can't fit that amount of people in a room. And you may be thinking like, oh, I'm 100 million. Have you ever been in a room with 1 million people? You haven't. I'm just going to tell you right now, you have not. Have you ever been in a room with 500k people? You probably have not. 100k people, maybe some of you have. If you have, you understand. Think 100k, but think 10 times that amount, and then think 30 times that amount. It's an insane amount. It's paid off, and he deserves all of it. Because he is so much more talented now than he was 5 years ago. For the past 5 years, he has tried so much new stuff. Done so much more. Pushed himself so much farther. Changed himself so much more. Made himself so much more confident. He is much more talented and naturally confident in front of a camera than he was 5 years ago. And it shows. He can do whatever he wants in front of a camera now. He can go outside and he can get his friends together and they can throw water balloons at each other for 10 minutes outside and have a camera running and have it be peak content. He can put on weights, get in a walker, and walk into his swimming pool and have that be the funniest thing you've ever seen. He can sit in front of his computer and play a crappy itch.io horror game for 5 minutes and have you laughing the whole way through. He can start recording, start streaming, get on a call with his friends, and you will be dying. You will be having the time of your life because he knows how to present himself in such a way. He has worked himself, shaped his personality almost, become so confident in front of a camera that the entertainment value is so great. And it was good. It was good in 2015. It was good before then. It's so much better now. So much better now. Objectively, I would challenge you to go back, choose a random video from 2015, choose a random video from this year. Think about not only, don't think at all about your memories of it. Think objectively like a scientist. Is the camera angle better? How is the lighting? How does it look? Does it look better or worse? How does he appear? Does he stutter? Does he How is he different? And how could that difference be better or worse? I would love to see your guys' ideas in the comments. Why you disagree with me? Why you agree with me? What you think I missed? Because the truth is, I believe Markiplier is so much better now than he was. But I'm biased. Everyone is biased. You are biased. People upstairs are biased. People downstairs are biased, which is weird considering that I'm in the basement, but everyone on Earth is biased for something. And I would love to see how you guys notice my biases. I already said, put your ideas in the comments. Is he better? Is he worse than he was 5 years ago? And don't just tell me yes or no. Tell me why. Give me links to videos. Give me timestamps. I want to go through. I want to look at what you guys pulled out and researched. It might be a fun exercise. Anyways, that has been why Markiplier is so much better now than he was 5 years ago. So much infinitely better. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope my camera was recording this whole thing. Hope my mic's recording this whole thing. I hope my head's not cropped off. If it is, I'm gonna leave it in. You know what? Editor's note, put it at the beginning. But make sure if you enjoyed this, if you watched to this point in the video, might as well like. You watched the whole thing. And maybe you don't like it, feel free to dislike as well. But don't dislike if you could like instead. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I will be analyzing other YouTubers. Specifically why I respect Pokemon so much. That's a controversial one. We'll be doing that one. And there's another one, why Corpse Husband is a rare exception and why you should always use a face cam on YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to see stuff like that, hit the bell after you subscribe. I don't think you can do that before you subscribe. Like, leave a comment on what your opinion is on this, what you would like to see me do in the future. And as always, it has been me. I stream on Twitch. Link right here on screen also be in the description. I have a Discord if you'd like to check that out. We got a fun community. There's a fun competition for my Twitch channel down there. It's called the Arctic Lodge. I'll link that in the description below. Make sure to check those out. I will also link Markiplier's channel down below. I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you're already subscribed, but I'll put it down there anyways. It's been me. It's been me reviewing Markiplier and why he is so much better now than he was. And I will see you guys on my next live stream or my next video, whichever one you happen to catch first. Until then, bye.